Killing cartel members who poison our fellow citizens is the highest and best use of our military. To which a dictator, Brian Krasenstein, responded, killing the citizens of another nation who are civilians without any due process is called a war crime. And then JD Vance responded, quote, I don't give a shit what you call it. Scott Jennings, thoughts?
Well, I'll give you my political view of how I think most Americans are going to view it, most Republicans certainly, and that is that societal decline is a choice. And when you let people come into the country by the millions, when you let drugs flow over the border and you just say, well, let's just get them here and then see how the bureaucracy sorts it out, most people want a more aggressive response. Societal decline is a choice, and they see this illegal immigration problem and this drug flow problem as part of overall societal decline, and they are hoping and looking for and happy with Trump and Vance taking a muscular response to this. These are transnational terrorist organizations. We have to stop thinking of these people like they are just jaywalkers. They're not. They're terrorists. If Middle Eastern terrorists were on a boat trying to come into the United States with materials that would kill hundreds of thousands or millions of people, we would bomb them into the Stone Age or to the bottom of the ocean, which is what we did with this boat. We have to think of them that way. They are terrorists. They're coming to terrorize our communities, kill our children, and create societal decline in the United States. That is what we have to reframe our thinking on them.
Well, let me ask you this. There was a time during the Biden administration's chaotic withdrawal from Afghanistan where people thought they had intelligence on an Afghan van or truck, and Americans struck it, and it turned out it was just an innocent family. I mean, that is the difference between summary execution by the military and extraditing and arresting. So while there's no reason that I know of as of now to think this was anything other than what the Trump administration says it was, it is always possible that the best men and women on the job might make a mistake, and you can't take it back when it's an execution.
It is possible. But at the same time, if you have faith in the military and faith in our intelligence services and faith in the people running them, and I do, then you have to trust that when they say, look, here comes a boatload of drug dealers who are coming to terrorize our communities. I mean, at some point, this is why we elect governments, and this is why those governments have military and intelligence structures to perform these kinds of operations. And I think the American people have been crying out for some kind of more muscular response, and they're willing to take the risk if it saves lives.
I agree on the muscular response.
Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves for a wild ride as we dive into the heart of a political firestorm that's got everyone talking. The entire internet is buzzing. Picture this. CNN studio where Jake Tapper thought he had the upper hand on Scott Jennings, only to be masterfully put in his place by the one and only. Scott Jennings deserves a raise, right? Now, in that clip that you guys just saw, it's lighting up screens everywhere, taking over social media feeds. Scott Jennings delivered a knockout punch, declaring drug cartels are transitional terrorist organizations, and we have to stop treating these people like they are jaywalkers. They are not. They are terrorists. Like if you agree. This, backed by JD Vance, he hammered home the point using our military to take out cartels poisoning our citizens is not just smart, it's essential. And let's be real, folks. The idea of an innocent family evading capture on the high seas and go fast boats, vessels that 99.9% of the time are tied to drug cartels, smuggling, dangerous narcotics, is about as likely as a unicorn strolling into Congress or Jasmine Crockett, because apparently she's been fired.
Every day that I walk in those halls, regardless of whatever rhetoric they put out about me, I am a very serious lawmaker. At the same time.
But she's not taking the news so well.
To the channel, but let's start by hearing Jasmine respond to my claim that she's losing her job.
I was shocked to see that it was trending on TikTok and some other places that I allegedly got fired. Yeah, with civics just ain't some people's like strong suit, like for real, okay? That's not really a thing in Congress. Sorry guys. Yeah, I know some of y'all just don't get it, but I didn't get fired. And Snopes did a whole article about it because it was really blowing up that I got fired because Greg Abbott, I guess, is supposed to be my daddy or my boss. Wrong. He ain't. Nor is Trump.
Now, I have an absolutely epic bonus clip.
But I digress. It's a laughable stretch, and Scott Jennings and JD Vance, we are not buying it. Now, let's talk about JD Vance, our fearless vice president who doesn't mince words and has conservatives cheering from the rooftops. This guy is a bulldog, unafraid to call it like he sees it. His bold stance on crushing cartels has won him a legion of fans, including me, and I love him for it. JD Vance's no-nonsense approach is exactly what we need in leadership, a stark contrast to the wishy-washy rhetoric we've endured for too long. Yeah, and speaking of no-nonsense, and are you 65 or over? Type your age in the comments below, and if you or your loved ones, parents, grandparents, or friends want to avoid being taken advantage of with skyrocketing healthcare costs, premiums, or Medicare confusion, then listen up. Chapter is here to help seniors just like you, just like they've already helped hundreds of thousands of others, including subscribers to this channel, to my channel. This is your chance to take control of your Medicare coverage and stop wasting money because, let's be honest, who wants to throw cash away? I mean, I don't, but here's the deal, folks. Most seniors are not on the best Medicare plan for their needs. They're either overpaying for coverage that they could get cheaper elsewhere, or worse, they're stuck with a plan that won't cover them in an emergency. Imagine thinking that you're protected only to find out your plan falls short when you need it most. And that's not just frustrating, it's a financial disaster waiting to happen. With healthcare costs eating up a huge chunk of retirement budgets, we're talking $395,000 or more for a healthy 65-year-old couple. And you can't afford to be on the wrong plan. Now, here's where Chapter comes in with their no-nonsense approach. Their licensed Medicare advisors will review all your options, over 24,000 plans nationwide, in just under 20 minutes. That's right, folks. In less time than it takes to watch an episode of your favorite YouTuber, then they'll tell you if you're already on the best plan or if there's better ones out there. And if you're on the right plan, they'll confirm it. No ifs, ands, or buts. If you're not, they'll help you switch, even if it's to a plan that pays them nothing. And why? It's simple. Because Chapter works for you, not big insurance companies or the government. No pressure, no sales pitch, just honest professional advice from experts who know Medicare inside and out. And they're not here to push you into something that doesn't fit. They're here to make sure you're covered properly and saving as much as possible. Time is ticking, folks, and missing key Medicare enrollment periods can cost you big. We're talking lifelong penalties and fees that could haunt you for the rest of your retirement. For example, missing your initial enrollment period around your 65th birthday, or the annual enrollment period that happens to be coming up October 15 through December 7, could mean higher premiums forever. Nobody wants to waste money like that, right? And with folks like Dr. Oz sounding the alarm about Medicare waste and deceptive practices, well, it's clear that the system isn't always on your side. Don't let misleading ads or shady brokers trick you into a plan that doesn't fit. Chapter's free service cuts through the noise to get you the best coverage without the hassle. Call them. Call Chapter now at 270-467-2426. 270-467-2426. The number's on the screen. It's down below in the description. And call them right now to ask any questions and get your free personalized Medicare review. Their advisors are ready and available to take your call, answer your questions, get you the help in just 20 minutes, folks. They'll help you avoid costly mistakes, maximize your savings, and ensure you have the coverage you need. Whether you're new to Medicare or reviewing your coverage plan, Chapter's got your back. Chapter's got you covered. No cost, no catch, just results. With healthcare costs soaring and Medicare waste making headlines, let me know. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but you can't afford to sit back and hope you're on the right plan. Chapter's free expert advice is your lifeline to better coverage and bigger savings. Call 270-467-2426 today and make sure you're not one of the millions overpaying or undercovered or both. Your wallet and your peace of mind will thank you.
Muscular response to this.
So wait, I want to read something that Senator Rand Paul said and come right to you because you used to work at the Justice Department under Biden. Senator Rand Paul, a Republican from Kentucky, said, JD, I don't give a shit Vance, that's his words, not mine. It says, killing people he accuses of a crime is the highest and best use of the military. Did he ever read To Kill a Mockingbird? Did he ever wonder what might happen if the accused were immediately executed without trial or representation? What a despicable and thoughtless sentiment it is to glorify killing someone without a trial.
Well, I'll say he has a lot of fair points there. I think there are.
But hold on, folks, because the drama doesn't stop there. Enter Rand Paul, stirring the pot with an online feud that's more theatrical than a soap opera. But Rand Paul's trying to blow JD Vance's fiery quote, taking out cartels is the highest and best use of our military, into some grand moral crisis, invoking To Kill a Mockingbird like it's a gotcha moment. And don't even get me started on that whole debacle with how the slaying of this Ukrainian refugee in North Carolina is now turning the internet upside down. And there's so many To Kill a Mockingbird references and so many uses of the N-word that it's unreal. But I'll have to save that for another video. I may have to save that for another platform because I don't think YouTube's ready for it. But let's get back on track here with Rand Paul. And please give me a freaking break, Rand Paul. It's a molehill turned into a mountain by a man desperate for attention. That's all it is. JD Vance's words are a call to action against real threats, not a courtroom drama. And Rand Paul's overreach is just more noise. And then there's more. Wait, it gets worse. The Democrats, sick, twisted, and demented, doesn't even begin to cover it. Take the Stop Chinese Act. I can't really say the word because YouTube will strike my video, which sailed through with a 407-4 vote. 4 lone dissenters stood against it. You want to take a stab in the dark at who was on this list? Summer Lee, Delia Ramirez, Latifah Simon, and none other than Ilhan Omar. Why has she not been deported yet? Be that as it may, while the nation unites to fight the crisis, tearing families apart, these 4 chose to side with the status quo, turning their backs on the American people. It's a gut punch to every parent who's lost a child to this poison, and it exposes the radical left's warped priorities, Jake Tapper included. Conservatives, folks, patriots, MAGA family, we see through the nonsense. We ignore the noise. Let's keep fighting for a leader like JD Vance and President Trump in a nation that puts its people first.